I've seen some of the interviews that you've given. You've been outspoken about vaccines as well. What's your position on the what seems to be increasing number that kids get at a younger and younger age?
First, I should say that I'm not against vaccine. In fact, we have vaccine development going on at our institution, but it's
Okay.
molecular vaccine development,
Okay.
which does not involve the contamination or the potential for contamination. One of the biggest reasons I've been outspoken about vaccines is that we know that many of the commercial vaccines are contaminated. We've tested them, other people have tested them and found things like mycoplasma, for example, in commercial vaccines. And unfortunately, the testing and the examination of various lots of vaccines is not careful enough to get all the vaccines or identify all the vaccine lots that might be problematic. And therefore, we have some of these that slip through and cause a problem. For example, one study, not done by us, but done by an independent researcher, showed that 6% of commercial vaccines in the group that they studied were contaminated with mycoplasma. Well, this is a very dangerous situation where you give quite a number of people a vaccine that's contaminated, they could get a disease from that. Now, the problem with people given too many vaccines at once is that it's very immunosuppressive. So I was very outspoken, for example, after the first Gulf War, where personnel who were deployed to the Kuwaiti theater of operations were given sometimes as many as 20 or 30 vaccines all in a 3-day period. That's extremely immunosuppressive. And if any of those vaccines are contaminated, and we think that some probably were, then they can come down with a disease. And it caused a lot of, over half the Gulf War illness cases after the first Gulf War, we think were caused by contamination with mycoplasma. But this can occur in normal vaccines that are given, for example, to children. And if children are given a lot of vaccines all at once, it's very immunosuppressive. So if there's any contamination, then there's a possibility that they could come down with a disease from that vaccination schedule. So I'm all for favoring stretching these things out and not giving so many vaccines.